3DO.
Lord Haart was a talented and valiant knight who served the Iron Fists and Griffon Hearts for decades with seemingly unblemished loyalty. However, his true allegiance lay with the Necromantic Order, a fact which led him to betray his allies and king, only to bring about his own downfall. This is his story. From a very young age, Haart showed promise of becoming a valiant and illustrious knight. Having both an affinity for the sword and a charming and winning personality, Haart served among Morglin's Iron Fist's retinue during the First War of Fenrothian Succession, and aided in the founding of the Kingdom of Fenroth. 25 years after Lord Dalamar's defeat, when Morglin's son Archibald usurped the throne, Lord Haart swore fealty to Archibald's rebel brother, Roland Ironfist. As a talented warrior and strategist, he acted as a counterpart to Archibald's military commander, General Colragon. In the final battles of the Second War of Fenrothian Succession, advised by the commander, Lord Haart succeeded in capturing Colragon and reclaiming major territories from the usurpers. While Lord Haart defended these territories, Roland and the commander pressed on, besieging the enemy's fortresses and dethroning Archibald. Roland assumed the throne, reunifying the kingdom. However, despite Haart's seemingly spotless servitude to the Iron Fists, his true loyalties did not lie with the dynasty. In truth, he was a servant of the Necromantic Order, though his dual loyalty was not revealed until the Restoration Wars. Lord Haart's ties to the necromancers of Deja were well concealed, though it was still rumored that he departed the continent of Fenroth for Atagarich due to affiliations with a necromantic cult. Famed for his services as a battle commander under Roland Ironfist, he settled in Erathia following Archibald's defeat, joining the Royal Erathian Military Command. He was given command of a holding, Castle Haart, on the northerly forested Erathian frontier, west of Deja, and acted as its border lord. Under orders from Deja's king Phineas Vilmar, Lord Haart sought to avenge the banishment of the necromancers, a feat carried out many years ago by the Erathian king Nicholas Griffonhart. He hoped that Sandor's plan for conquest could successfully topple the powerful nation, and plotted to poison the king. As Lord Haart left his castle and maneuvered into Erathian territory, Sandor staged a skirmish at the border and took his home. Sandor deposited the appropriate vial of poison in the castle, leaving Haart to recover his lands and obtain the implement of regicide. This way, Lord Haart's alibi was left intact, and his involvement in the king's demise would remain a secret for a long time. King Griffonhart died at Stedwick in his sleep later that same year, having consumed a goblet of poisoned wine. His death threw Erathia into disarray, as the overlords of Nyon and the Kriegans commenced their invasion of the eastern border. Lord Haart continued his ruse when Catherine Ironfist, King Griffonhart's daughter, returned home. He joined her forces, proving himself one of her most trusted generals and even participating in battle against the Dejan forces, utterly unsuspected. Haart's ambitions failed due to a cataclysmic reshuffling of power in Deja. King Vilmar and the Dejans plotted to reanimate King Griffonhart to learn Erathia's military secrets. However, Vilmar was killed by the reanimated King Griffonhart, who replaced him on the throne as the new Lich King of Deja, and proved a far more potent leader. Griffonhart, now seeking revenge, launched a full-scale invasion of his own homeland in search of his betrayer. The Lich King proved to be too effective a commander for the Necromancer's own good. Their agent, Nimbus, secretly exchanged the identity of Erathia's traitor to Catherine in return for her assistance in destroying Haart. Aware that his plans had irrevocably collapsed, Lord Haart directly participated in the mission to put an end to King Haart once and for all, unaware that Catherine already knew of his betrayal. When Stone Castle, Haart's final citadel, was taken by the Erathian forces, Queen Catherine led her generals into the throne room to witness the Lich King's demise. Lord Haart was unwittingly among them, but before destroying her father's corpse, she pointed out the traitor to him. Astonished, Haart attacked the Lich King, but Haart gladly claimed his revenge, plunging his undead hand into Haart's body and crushing his murderer's very heart before being granted his final peace. In the aftermath of the Restoration Wars, the disgraced Lord Haart's corpse was neglected by the Erathians. It was left in Stone Castle to rot and decay. A cult loyal to Lord Haart seized the opportunity to raise him from the dead as their new leader. Now a powerful Death Knight, the undead Lord Haart required an army to further his future goals, and chose the marshland nation of Tartalia as his collective victim. Opposed almost exclusively by the Tartalian fire witch, Adrian, Lord Haart and his cult members cleaved a path of devastation through the unspoiled swamps. Slaughtering thousands of gnolls, lizardmen, and wildlife, his forces grew as the nation's political leaders struggled to cope. Haart's timing was well advised, as Erathia could not lend Tartalia any aid to do its engagement in the Demon Wars. Forced to the continent's northwestern coast by Adrian's relentless counterattacks, Lord Haart was left to stand and fight with the remainder of his cult members as the marshes began to recover. Confronted and overpowered by the denizens of the marshes, Haart was slain for the final time at his necropolis. His corpse was interred once and for all in an unmarked grave in the dense forestlands. There, his killer, Adrian, silently mused over his bravery and ultimate downfall in life, remarking on her own uncertainty whether she had buried a hero or a villain. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe on this channel and consider supporting me on Patreon. Leave a comment below to let me know what other parts of Heroes 3 lore you would like to be explored next. Cheers.